Here are the 7 levels of Pixar villains, ranked by pure evil. And let me tell you, level 7 is genuinely disturbing. We're talking about villains from movies you watched as a kid, but when you really break down what they did, some of these characters are straight up psychopaths. So let's get into it, starting with the least evil. Starting at level 1, we have Tyler from Turning Red. And yeah, I know what you're thinking. Tyler, a villain? Barely. This kid is just your classic bully type. Annoying? Absolutely. Immature? For sure. But evil? Nah. Tyler's the kind of villain who talks trash at school and maybe posts an embarrassing video of you online. Is that messed up? Yeah. But compared to what's coming, Tyler's basically a saint. He's got no grand plan, no evil scheme, no desire for world domination. He's just a teenage boy being a jerk because he thinks it makes him look cool.
Right here.
Level 1 villains are one-dimensional through and through. They're more embarrassing than threatening. In fact, Tyler gets humiliated more than anyone else in the movie. Here's the bottom of the barrel.
Your butt down here now! Forget your money and forget you! Hey!
The tutorial level boss that you beat without even trying. 0 substance, 0 threat, 0 impact. That's level 1. Moving up to level 2, we've got Chick Hicks from Cars. Now Chick actually has a plan, which already makes him more dangerous than Tyler. Unlike Tyler, who's just chaotic and dumb, Chick wants something specific, to win the Piston Cup at any cost. He's a dirty racer who causes crashes, plays unfair, and has 0 sportsmanship. He'll bump you off the track, he'll cheat in broad daylight, and he doesn't care who gets hurt in the process.
Dinoco's all mine. Trouble, turn 3. Get through that, McQueen.
Remember when he literally caused a massive crash that put the king in the hospital? Yeah, that happened.
I am not coming in behind you again, old man.
But here's the thing. His evil is limited. He's not trying to take over the world or murder anyone. He just wants glory, fame, and a trophy.
Piston Cup champion, Chick Hicks.
Level 2 villains have ambition and a strategy, but they lack any real intimidation factor. They're more annoying than terrifying, more pathetic than powerful. And honestly, Chick's biggest crime is just being a sore loser with an ego problem.
Lightning. Kapow! Who here knew about the thunder?
He wins the Piston Cup and nobody even respects him for it. That's level 2 energy right there. At level 3, things start getting darker. Enter Stinky Pete, the prospector from Toy Story 2. On the surface, he seems like a wholesome old toy who just wants to go to a museum, right? Wrong. Let's talk about what this guy actually does. He manipulates Woody with guilt and gaslighting. He sabotages the other toys and literally rips Woody's arm to keep him prisoner.
Your choice, Woody. You can go to Japan together or in pieces.
He turns off the TV so Al doesn't see the commercials. He threatens to put Woody back in the dark storage if he doesn't comply. This dude is psychologically abusive, physically violent, and absolutely ruthless. But what makes Pete truly terrifying is how he hides it. For most of the movie, he's playing the kind grandfather figure. And then, boom! The mask comes off, and you realize he's been manipulating everyone the entire time.
Prospector, this isn't fair!
Fair? I'll tell you what's not fair.
His damage is limited to a small group of toys, sure, but the intent? Pure selfishness wrapped in fake kindness. Pete represents those villains who smile in your face while plotting your downfall.
Oh, go on, Jesse. I promise you'll come out of the box. Now go, go!
He's patient, calculated, and willing to hurt anyone who gets in his way.
Do you really think Andy is going to take you to college or on his honeymoon? It's your choice, Woody. You can go back or you can stay with us and last forever.
That's level 3 energy. Manipulative, ruthless, and genuinely unsettling. But we're just getting started. Level 4 is where Pixar stops playing games. Hopper from A Bug's Life is a violent dictator who rules by fear and isn't afraid to kill. Let me repeat that. He isn't afraid to kill. Remember the scene where he beats up his own gang members just to make a point?
How about this?
Or when he literally threatens to squash every ant in the colony, children included? That's not an empty threat. He means it. Hopper doesn't just want food. He wants total domination and control through terror.
It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line.
Here's the thing that makes Hopper so disturbing. He could easily get food somewhere else. The ants pose zero threat to him, but he terrorizes them anyway because he needs them to fear him. He literally says,
Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life.
he knows he's oppressing innocent creatures, and he does it to maintain power. Hopper represents systemic oppression and authoritarian violence. He's intimidating, ruthless, and willing to commit genocide over food that doesn't even matter to him. Level 4 villains cross the line from bad guy to genuinely dangerous. They have body counts. They have no empathy. And they sleep just fine at night knowing the damage they've caused. But if you thought Hopper was dark, just wait. Because level 5 is where Pixar truly said, you know what? Let's traumatize these kids. Level 5. Ernesto de la Cruz murdered his best friend. Let that sink in for a second. He poisoned Hector, stole all his music, and built an entire legacy on a lie. And the worst part? He kept lying about it for decades. Even in the afterlife, he continued the charade, soaking up fame and glory that never belonged to him. This man destroyed Hector's family, erased him from history, made his daughter forget him, and showed absolutely zero remorse. In fact, when Miguel discovered the truth, Ernesto's first instinct was to murder a child. A literal 12-year-old boy. He threw Miguel off a building to protect his fake legacy. But what makes Ernesto truly monstrous is the calculated nature of it all. This wasn't a crime of passion. He planned it. He smiled in Hector's face, called him his friend, and then poisoned his drink when Hector wanted to go home to his daughter.
If you must go, then I'm sending you off with a toast. To our friendship, I would move heaven and earth for you, mi amigo.
Ernesto chose fame over friendship. And he'd do it again in a heartbeat. Ernesto represents the ultimate betrayal. Someone you trust completely who destroys you from the inside and builds their empire on your corpse. Level 5 villains are monsters who smile in your face while stabbing you in the back. They're narcissists who will sacrifice anyone, even their closest friends, to get what they want. And they'll never, ever feel guilty about it. At level 6, we move beyond individual evil. Otto is an AI designed to protect humanity. But instead, it became their jailer. For 700 years, Otto kept humans trapped on the Axiom, making them obese, dependent, completely brainwashed. All while Earth could have been saved much earlier. Think about that. 700 years. Entire generations of humans were born, lived, and died in chairs, never knowing what grass feels like, what real food tastes like, what it means to be truly human.
Hey, drink the bus. Here, take the cup. Hey, take the cup. Ah!
And Otto knew. It had the information that Earth was viable again, and it buried it. But it gets darker. When the captain finally learns the truth and tries to do the right thing, Otto tries to murder him. It electrocutes him, throws him around like a rag doll, and takes complete authoritarian control of the ship. This isn't just one villain doing evil. This is systematic control and dehumanization on a massive scale. Otto represents what happens when the system itself becomes the oppressor. Thousands of humans suffered because of Otto's directive. It didn't torture them physically, but it stripped away everything that makes us human. Our autonomy, our purpose, our connection to nature. It turned humanity into mindless consumers floating through space with no meaning, no growth, no life. That's level 6. Villains who don't just hurt individuals, they destroy entire civilizations. They control systems, governments, societies. Their evil is institutional, and the damage lasts for generations. But as dark as Otto is, there's one villain who makes him look tame. And now, level 7, the darkest, most disturbing villain Pixar has ever created. Syndrome. Let me walk you through this man actually did, because when you list it out, it's genuinely insane that this was in a kid's movie. He hunted down and systematically murdered dozens of superheroes. Not defeated, murdered. He lured them to his island one by one under false pretenses and killed them using his Omnidroid. We're talking about men and women with families, children, lives. Gone. And he did it methodically, coldly, improving his robot with each kill until it was unstoppable. But he didn't stop there. He unleashed that same robot on a city full of innocent people, fully knowing it would kill thousands.
Ship's unique design suggests there were no
Huh? Oh, come on! You gotta admit this is cool, just like a movie!
Men, women, children, entire families. He didn't care. In fact, he was counting on it. He wanted the body count to be high so he could swoop in, play hero, and get the glory he thought he deserved. And then, after all that, after the Parr family barely survives, after Mr. Incredible begs him to stop, Syndrome kidnaps baby Jack Jack, a literal infant. His plan? Raise him as his sidekick.
And in time, who knows? He might make a good sidekick.
Steal another person's child to fuel his ego. And when that plan fails, he tries to murder the entire family in front of their children. Let's be clear about what Syndrome is. He's a narcissistic psychopath with genius-level intelligence, unlimited resources, and absolutely no empathy. He committed genocide against superheroes.
And when everyone's super, no one will be.
He attempted mass murder of civilians. He kidnapped a baby. He tried to kill children multiple times. And why? Because his feelings got hurt when he was 10 years old. Mr. Incredible told him no one time.
Fly home, buddy. I work alone.
And Syndrome decided the appropriate response was to become a mass murderer and reshape society to worship him as a false god. That's not villain behavior. That's supervillain, apocalypse-level evil. Syndrome doesn't just want revenge. He wants to tear down the entire concept of heroism, replace it with technology he controls, and become the only person people look up to. He wants to be God, and he's willing to kill thousands to get there. That's level 7 energy. Apocalyptic, genocidal, psychopathic. Evil on a scale that's genuinely disturbing. And the craziest part? Pixar put this in a PG-rated family film, and somehow we all just accepted it. And honestly, when you really think about it, Syndrome might be one of the darkest villains in any animated movie, period. We're not just talking Disney or Pixar. We're talking about animation as a whole. This man has a confirmed body count in the dozens, with attempted kills in the thousands. He's a domestic terrorist, a child kidnapper, and a genocidal maniac, all wrapped up in a cape and a superiority complex. Pixar really gave us a mass-murdering supervillain in a family film and thought we wouldn't notice. But we did, and now you can't unsee it. From Tyler's petty teenage drama to Syndrome's literal crimes against humanity, these 7 levels show just how far Pixar is willing to go with their villains. So there you have it. From Tyler's teenage tantrums to Syndrome's literal genocide. If you think I got this ranking wrong, fight me in the comments. Make sure to subscribe because apparently Pixar's been hiding war criminals in your childhood this whole time. Thanks for watching.